I'm Laura Moody. I'm a lecturer in communication disorders, and I'm talking about specification grading today as part of competency-based assessment. Competency-based education is when courses are based on students meeting certain competencies, and even a whole program can be based on that. Kind of a subset of competency-based education that I like to use is specification grading. And so really I'm looking at, did students meet certain tasks on an assignment, but the whole course is still graded on a traditional format. When I started using specification grading, I first outlined all of the competencies that I wanted students to demonstrate. I work in clinical speech pathology, and so we're looking at students being able to work with people and demonstrating really specific skill sets and tasks. So I started by identifying my competencies, and then I developed rubrics that were picking out the tasks I wanted students to demonstrate within the assignment. So then for each of the rubric items, they were either met or not met, and then at the end, to develop a grade, I needed to identify how many competencies the student needed to demonstrate in order to be able to meet the assignment. I found that it has saved me a ton of time grading because I'm not trying to figure out partial points or things like that. They are either doing what they were supposed to for the task or they're not. And the key there is really making sure that your rubric is specific in identifying the tasks you want them to demonstrate. I found that I can use this both with online education and face-to-face education. One of the tasks within my course is preparing for conducting a speech therapy intervention for a child who has speech sound errors. So the assignment that prepares students for interacting with an actual patient is watching a video, and they watch me administering a speech sound inventory test to a child who's 7, and they watch the video and assess the errors that they hear, and then they have to plan an activity. And so the rubric identifies whether or not they accurately demonstrated the ability to identify those errors, and then if based on those errors they chose appropriate targets. I like the flexibility that this type of met and not met rubric uses because they may not choose the right errors, but as long as they choose tasks that would support the error that they selected, they can still demonstrate the task even if they were a little bit off in identifying the right errors for that particular student.